What's up, EV enthusiasts, and welcome back to Electro-Drive News. Get ready for a rapid-fire rundown of the hottest stories hitting the electric vehicle scene right now. First up, American EV manufacturer Lucid, led by CEO Mark Winterhoff, is making major moves, signaling a potential entry into the Australian market. This could be huge for Aussie EV drivers. Next, we're tackling a hot-button issue that's got everyone talking. Should EV drivers pay to use the roads? We'll break down the arguments and hear from experts like Giles Parkinson, founder of Renew Economy and The Driven, on why this is such a complex debate. Then, we're heading to Europe, where Mercedes-Benz CEO Ola Källenius is making waves, urging the EU to reconsider its 2035 electric-only rules, suggesting a strategy that mirrors China's success with hybrid vehicles. Could this change the future of European car manufacturing? And finally, we've got expert analysis on whether those heavier EVs are actually going to impact our road conditions. Is it time to worry about potholes, or is this a non-issue? All that and more, right here on Electro-Drive News. Make sure you're subscribed and have that notification bell on. Lucid eyes down under. The Australian EV market braces for impact. Lucid, the luxury electric vehicle manufacturer, is inching closer to its Australian debut, with CEO Mark Winterhoff confirming right-hand drive production for the UK market, a critical step towards potential expansion into Australia. This strategic move, discussed during the Munich Motor Show, signals Lucid's ambition to compete in global markets beyond its current focus. The company is developing a new, medium-sized electric vehicle, reportedly a rival to the Tesla Model Y, with an anticipated price point around $500,000. This new model, possibly named the Lucid Earth, aims to be significantly more accessible than Lucid's current offerings, the Air Sedan and Gravity SUV. Industry insiders suggest these smaller Lucid models could hit the market as early as 2027. The platform for this new model is designed to be versatile, potentially spawning multiple variants, including a specialized off-road vehicle, further broadening Lucid's appeal. With European regulations aligning more closely with Australian standards and the establishment of right-hand drive production, the path to Australia appears increasingly viable. While Lucid's previous CEO, Peter Rawlinson, had expressed a desire to enter right-hand drive markets, the company's financial stability and sales volume were prior considerations. Now, as Lucid seeks to scale its global sales, Australia emerges as a prime candidate for its next market expansion, leveraging established distribution frameworks in Europe to facilitate entry. Will Lucid's entry into Australia be a game-changer for the EV market? We'll find out next, as Giles Parkinson weighs in on the controversial road user charge debate. EV road tax, a fair charge or a roadblock to adoption? As electric vehicles gain traction, governments are eyeing new revenue streams, and the concept of a road user charge for EV drivers is gaining momentum. Currently, EV owners bypass the fuel excise tax paid by traditional car owners, a significant revenue source for governments. Giles Parkinson, founder and editor of Renew Economy and The Driven, discusses the complexities of implementing such a charge. He highlights that while the fuel excise was initially intended for road maintenance, it now contributes to general revenue. The declining revenue from fuel excise, partly due to more fuel-efficient hybrids, is prompting governments to explore alternatives. Treasurer Jim Chalmers has acknowledged a consensus around the need for road user charging for EVs, but consensus on the model and timing remains elusive. Parkinson argues that a tax solely on EVs is a clunky and potentially unfair approach. He advocates for a universal road user charge based on vehicle weight and distance traveled, similar to systems used for heavy trucks and being considered in New Zealand. This approach, he contends, would be fairer, address revenue shortfalls, and avoid penalizing EV adoption. He points to unsuccessful attempts by Victoria and New South Wales to implement their own EV taxes, which faced legal challenges and administrative nightmares. Critics, including Parkinson, fear that an EV-specific tax could deter potential buyers, particularly those in the early mass market who are price-sensitive. The added cost, potentially hundreds of dollars per year, could tip the balance against EVs, slowing the transition to cleaner transportation. The debate is further complicated by a perceived culture war and the influence of incumbent industries resistant to change. Could this road tax debate signal a shift in government policy towards EVs? Next, we hear from Mercedes-Benz CEO Ola Källenius on why Europe needs to rethink its electric-only future. Europe's EV U-turn. Mercedes-Benz CEO challenges 2035 electric-only mandate. Amidst mounting pressure from global competitors and internal industry concerns, European automakers are urging the European Commission to reconsider the strict 2035 deadline for phasing out internal combustion engines. The current mandate, focused solely on fully electric vehicles, is seen by many as a threat to Europe's automotive industry and its workforce. Ola Källenius, CEO of Mercedes-Benz and president of the European Automobile Manufacturers Association, ACEA, is leading the charge, advocating for a more diversified approach that includes hybrid technology. He points to China's successful strategy of integrating both electric and hybrid vehicles to reduce emissions, suggesting Europe adopt a similar, less prescriptive model. Matthias Zink, president of the European Association of Automotive Suppliers, CLEPA, supports this view, emphasizing the need to avoid technology-specific regulations that could stifle innovation and competitiveness. The transition to an all-electric future requires massive investments in new technologies and infrastructure, posing significant financial risks, especially for smaller manufacturers. Furthermore, a rapid shift could lead to substantial job losses in sectors tied to traditional engine technologies, potentially destabilizing Europe's largest industrial sector. By incorporating hybrids, the industry believes it can achieve decarbonization goals while ensuring a smoother economic transition and maintaining global competitiveness against manufacturers in China. This debate highlights a critical juncture for Europe, balancing environmental ambitions with industrial sustainability. Automakers are emphasizing a pragmatic approach, arguing that technological diversity is key to achieving both emission reduction targets and a robust automotive industry. Is Europe ready to embrace a hybrid future alongside electric? Finally, we cut through the noise on whether heavier EVs are actually damaging our roads. EV weight concerns. Experts debunk road damage myths. As electric vehicles become more prevalent, questions have arisen regarding their increased weight and potential impact on road infrastructure. However, recent expert analysis suggests these concerns may be largely unfounded. While EVs, particularly those with large battery packs, can be heavier than comparable internal combustion engine vehicles, experts indicate that the overall impact on road conditions is minimal. The distribution of weight, advancements in vehicle design, and the overall condition of existing road networks play more significant roles than the mere presence of EVs. Amir Mahmood, a reporter covering transportation, highlights that the increased weight of EVs is often comparable to or less than that of larger, heavier SUVs and trucks already common on the roads. Furthermore, the focus on road wear often overlooks other contributing factors such as extreme weather, heavy commercial traffic, and the age of the road infrastructure itself. This perspective suggests that the narrative around EVs damaging roads is often exaggerated and potentially used to create resistance to EV adoption. The focus, experts argue, should remain on maintaining road quality universally, rather than singling out electric vehicles. So, the roads are safer than we thought from EVs, but what about the future of driving? That's all for today on Electro Drive News. And that's a wrap on today's electrifying news. We saw Lucid inching closer to Australia, the heated debate over EV road user charges, Mercedes-Benz calling for a hybrid future in Europe, and experts reassuring us that our roads are safe from EV weight. Don't miss out on any future updates. Smash that like button, subscribe to Electro Drive News, ring the notification bell, and tell us your thoughts in the comments below. Follow us on all social platforms for more exclusive content.